Hey, it's True Slider. Needing to feed my roguelike itch, I came across a very interesting game. It's a very simple premise. One cat, one dog, and enough cartoony mayhem to keep your interest peaked through at least early access. Gunfire Reborn is a multiplayer co-op FPS with roguelike stage compositions. It's quite interesting to say the least. Some people say that it reminds them of Risk of Rain, maybe a little bit of Borderlands. To me, it looks like they borrowed aspects of Borderlands' elemental system and comprised a legacy system like other roguelike games such as Rogue Legacy. So let's talk about the core gameplay loop. Starting with just an initial rifle, mobs that you kill and chests that you open will have a chance to drop weapons, ammo, health, coins, and or talent point currency. The game is currently comprised of 3 acts, each act having anywhere between 3 and 5 stages with a boss at the end. After your first run, you should have enough talent points to gain access to the vaults during your runs. Vaults are small side areas designed to chip away at your very valuable health through either daring traps or a small group of thugs empowered through the area challenges. Through every run, and at least once per section, you will run across either the merchant or the craftsman, and at the end of the stage, right before the boss, you will encounter both, so save your funds accordingly. Armed with an arsenal of weapons dropped along the way, players will customize each run based on the weapons they come across, the weapons they purchase, and which ones they enhance. Aside from the base weapons, weapons are unlocked through progression in the game, often indicated by achievements for a certain number of mob kills. That way, the further you progress through the game and the more mobs you kill, the larger your weapon pool becomes. Now, what might stop you from just picking up the same gun for every single run comes down to which occult scrolls you find. Some have only benefits, some weigh both pros and cons, and of course there are curse scrolls that, well, you get it. On top of scrolls, characters at the end of each stage must choose their ascension between a limited set of 3 upgrades. Be warned, there is a possibility that you might select one upgrade and then never find the second or third step along the way ever again. So I would say try and focus on a theme or a weapon type or some sort of good synergy, but also pick up well-rounded options to suit your setup. Alright, let's get into it. Let's talk about the good and the bad of Gunfire Reborn. What continued to pull me in was incredibly fun and addictive gameplay, and while the pool of guns is limited, each one has a very unique feel, almost as if they're not stepping on the toes of one another. Each one seems to be put in the game with a very precise purpose, or at least to suit a variety of skills and playstyles. Visuals seem very well polished for the state of the game. The art style is also a big plus for me. Something about the cartoony violence paired with this simplistic art style, rather than leveling up in a typical RPG fashion. The talent system in this game is also the legacy system. Upon your character's death, all soul shards that you would have collected will be transported into your talent screen, where you'll be able to choose whatever talent you desire. Many of these talent upgrades are small and incremental, but in the end they will all add up as you get further down into the more desirable talents. But it isn't all sunshine and rainbows. After all, this is an early access game. What I think Gunfire Reborn can build upon is firstly the difficulty jumps. Most of my first playthrough I felt pretty glass cannon-like. There would always be 1 or 2 mobs who could cut through your shield and health like it was nothing. Not just bosses, even regular mobs, sniper mobs, anything could abruptly end your run. While I do think the mob AI can be tough, I do think it's fair, and I think the mob variety is a good choice for this game. Second, the talent costs versus the actual amount of runs you will need to do to complete the game can really make it feel like a grind. You'll see that you'll get talent points for 5 health at a time. Even the hero talent points only seem to give you maybe 20 shield at a time. Most runs, you will find you're only able to buy at least 1, but never more than 3 upgrades, even early on. And lastly, the only thing that I'll say about the game is, well, it's an early access, so all the early access caveats apply. What I have seen so far in the game seems to be a quite good foundation and opens up many doors for what I hope to be additional characters, more stage variety, more guns, a variety of challenges, vaults included, and lastly, more of a defined endgame grind. That all said, for the asking price, I think Duoyi has provided quite a significant game here. In my opinion, for the $10 Duoyi is asking, you'd be pretty hard pressed to find a better return on the gameplay that they offer. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always in search of $10 co-op nights. Something that doesn't break the bank, and you can have quite a bit of fun with it. I think at this point I'm almost up to 30 hours of gameplay, and quite honestly, I could see myself playing another 30 even before we see more content. Really, out of this entire experience, the only thing I'd say that is a bit limiting is the actual characters themselves. The skills are preset, the bombs are exactly what you see. The only variety that you get is from being able to tweak with your ascension scrolls. But I will leave it at that. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked the video, please consider giving a like or leaving a comment below. And if you want to see more content, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot.